Most people don't retire late because they didn't earn enough. They retire late because they never controlled the game they were playing. I'm Lady T in for Citizen T. Here's the promise, this is how we win. Not by hype, not by hustle culture. Not by pretending the system is fair. We win by understanding one core truth about money, early enough to act on it, and long enough to let it work. Financial independence isn't about escaping work, it's about escaping fragility. It's the moment your survival no longer depends on your next paycheck, your boss's mood, or the market's weekly panic. And early retirement, that's not a finish line, it's leverage. Let's speak plainly. Most people are trained to optimize income. Very few are trained to optimize ownership. Wages are rented time. Ownership is stored consequence. You trade hours for dollars, or you trade dollars for systems that produce more dollars without you. This is the line most people never cross. Now, quick clarity. Ownership-based pay, OBP, simply means this. You don't just get paid for showing up. You get paid for what the system produces because you own part of it. Stock, profit participation, revenue share, assets that work when you don't. OBP isn't a perk, it's an incentives upgrade. When ownership exists, behavior changes. When it doesn't, effort leaks out. You don't need the system to adopt OBP tomorrow, you need to build it into your life now. Here's the core financial principle that actually matters. Control the gap between what you earn and what you need. Then own what you don't consume. That's it, that's the engine. People complicate this because complexity excuses inaction. Let's make it concrete. If you earn $50,000 and spend $49,000, you are broke. If you earn $50,000 and spend $35,000, you have options. The gap is power, not income, not status, not intelligence. The gap, and I know the objections already. Time is tight. Everything is expensive. The market feels rigged. Starting late makes it pointless. Some of those are true. Structural change is delayed and uneven. Rules favor scale, insiders, and capital. Wages lag, risk is unevenly distributed. But here's the dangerous truth. Unfair does not mean uncontrollable. You likely can't control your employer's generosity. You can control your burn rate. You likely can't control market cycles. You can control participation and duration. You likely can't control starting lines. You can control direction. Financial independence begins when spending stops rising to meet income. That is a decision, not a feeling. Passive income is not magic, it's delayed compensation. Someone, past you, did the work. Every owned dollar becomes an employee. Most people fire their employees every weekend. They upgrade phones, they finance comfort, they lease identity, then they wonder why nothing compounds. Let's talk reality. You will make mistakes, markets will drop, some bets will fail. Some years will feel wasted. That doesn't mean you're losing. The real risk is staying fully dependent. The real risk is needing perfect conditions. The real risk is waiting for permission. Here's how agency comes back to you. You track what you keep, not what you earn. You automate ownership before lifestyle. You measure progress in months of freedom, not dollars. 1 month of expenses covered by owned income, then 2, then 6, then a year. This is not Instagram wealth. This is resilience. Early retirement doesn't require quitting work at 40. It requires the option to. Options change how you speak. Options change what you tolerate. Options change negotiations. This is why ownership matters even inside bad systems. OBP, inside your life, means moving from labor-only income to labor plus assets. And no one needs to do this perfectly. You don't need secret assets, you don't need a guru, you don't need a side hustle that drains your health. You need patience, consistency, and respect for math. Compound growth doesn't care about motivation, it responds to time. And time will pass anyway. A quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. Use this as perspective, not instruction, and always do your own research. Let me say this clearly. Financial independence is not selfish. It makes you harder to coerce, harder to silence, harder to break. People with no margin are easy to control. People with options can tell the truth. This is why it matters beyond money. If this grounded perspective matters to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This work only spreads if you help it move. And remember, you don't need permission to prepare. You don't need consensus to build resilience. You don't need fairness to act. You need clarity, and you need to start. We are Citizen T Forge the future. OBP is the way.